Welcome back to the channel. This time we're going to be looking at a Lawn Boy push mower. We're going to be doing a tune-up, a carburetor, and some other things to get this back up and running. Alright, we're going to start by taking off the top engine cover just to get more room. Alright, now you can see what the engine really looks like without the branding cover. Just a Tecumseh. They're all the same, anywhere from like 4 to 6 horsepower. They're all basically the same. But this doesn't run. It has spark. Typically the primers go bad on these and then they don't start, which I think that's the case with this. But since we don't really know the condition of anything, I just ordered a new carburetor that has a kit. It's like a whole tune-up kit, so that's not a waste of money or a waste of time. But this filter is bad. We do have a new filter. Put everything in the box that the new carburetor came in. And this is new enough. They put some metric hardware on some of this stuff. Alright, so there should only be 2 nuts that hold this on. We shouldn't have to take the intake tube off, just the carburetor. So if I can get this off and the other one off, we're good. If not, I'll take the intake off, and then once it's off, I'll be able to get to that nut. Yeah, which looks like what we're going to be doing. Oh, let's see. Well, so we take the muffler off, to take the intake off, to take the carburetor off. That's why I'm a bigger fan of Briggs & Stratton. This isn't hard to do, but this is not as easy as a carb swap on a Briggs. But these engines always have ran good for me. With a good carburetor, a good primer, a good air filter. Okay. Got that off. That all looks good. Looks like it might have been leaking. Well, won't mess with that right now. Alright, so yeah, this should come off. We have to watch a vacuum hose. That. And a spring. And a governor. And let's see, a fuel line. Oh, there's another nut. So there was one holding a wire line. There's another one that's actually holding the intake. Alright, so now that's off. Gasket doesn't look terrible. And now we have linkage. Go. And fuel line. Ah, man, this thing's dirty. This has a clamp on it, but it's a spring clamp. I don't really value those. All right, try to Gotta make sure it's tight, because if it sucks in air, then it won't run right. It'll lean it out and it won't run right at all. Alright, so this went somewhere, and this went somewhere. So this should have gone into the governor. Then this. Ooh, which hole did it go in? Oh, by where it's shiny. I might have to look at the video to see where it came out of. I used to work on these all the time, and I haven't in a while. Alright, got the fuel line hooked back up. Oh, looks like something there. Alright, we get our little studs in here. Oh yeah, what, a bolt? And a stud. The bottom side had a stud. The top side had a bolt. Here. All right. Muffler. Alright, what else came in the kit? Fuel filter. Got the fuel line. Plug this in. Ooh, very interesting. Alright, looks like I can actually shorten that fuel line quite a bit. Huh, alright. Now, little vacuum hose. And then the new air filter. We have a spare primer bulb. It came with one. But the new air filter, we will have to do is take off. Where'd the old one go? Oh, right here. I'm gonna have to take off the plate and mounts the air cleaner. I need a Phillips for that. Alright, we've got a Phillips here, and let's see about taking the spark plug off. The kit came with a spark plug, so we're going to put a spark plug on. Alright. You can always keep this and clean it and put in something else, but there's no point in leaving it in there if I have a new one. I'm not worried about gapping it or anything. It looks fine. And yes, I'm pretty good at visualizing, being able to see if it's right by looking at it. Did have a spark tester on there when I did first pick this up to see if it had spark, and it does. So I'm not anticipating that being the problem. Alright, so we got a Phillips. Oh man. Tight. Alright, got that. Oh, there's a little gasket there. Got a little rubber O-ring. Got the little tube through the hole. There we go. Hopefully I got enough room for this screwdriver. Not really. This can't suck in air either. This, not as important, but kind of defeats the purpose of the air cleaner if it's sucking air past the air cleaner. And you saw how the other carburetor looked. The lawnmower lives a pretty dusty life, so the engine longevity of the engine won't be there if it's sucking in dust. Alright, so I will want to put hose clamps on that fuel line. It's okay right now, but permanently I want hose clamps on it. I do want to see if it will run. But we got to see if it'll run with everything normal. So that's including an air filter. Let's see, it goes like that. Alright, yeah, these are pretty nice. If everything's tight. Now, see if gas will come out of the prime tube. That's the big problem that these have, is not getting gas. So I'm gonna get gas to put in it, and then we're gonna see how it runs. Vader, back in the yard. Alright, we get this cover back on, just because the pull string goes through it. I don't want it to move all around when we're trying to start it. And the dipstick goes through it. Alright, no go on the gas. Alright. Alright, that ran. Can't say I'm... Alright, so it's leaking at the fuel filter. Alright, no more drip. I did use a wrench set here, but I'm going to put everything back in the bucket that I was using. Phillips screwdriver, a couple metric wrenches, pair of pliers, this thing, which is real handy, which is screwdriver socket combination, scissors, and socket for the spark plug. Alright, so the last thing would then be that wire, whatever that's for. Ground of some sort. All right. Found a gas cap. Alright, that won't be perfect, but I'll be able to tear that off when I'm done. Alright, now we're going to give it a try after new carburetor, new spark plug, new air filter, new fuel filter, fresh gas. We're going to see how it operates. It should be self-propelled. I just don't know much about this. I don't know if it's rear wheel or front wheel, how it's going to work. I did adjust the handle to fit myself, but we're going to see how it works. If it works well, then we'll look at giving it a bath, cleaning it up, making it look good. And then we need to use it. So it needs to work in order for us to mow the grass, either tonight or tomorrow. Now it is time for a bath with Simple Green. I like to hose it down first and then give it a good coating of Simple Green, a 50-50 dilution. Then leave it sit for about 10 or 15 minutes, come back, hose it off again, and then most of that grime will come off. Then wipe it down with a rag, and it's pretty much as clean as it will be. But that's it. We have a good running mower now, new carburetor, new fuel filter, new spark plug, new air filter, and that new carburetor has a new primer bulb, which is really the big ticket for these old Tecumsehs.